I'm the Biz Manager and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included, the Frosty Planet Pack DLC. And today we can say that it is the Frosty Planet Pack DLC. It is no longer the beta for the game. It has been just released and I could not help myself but to come over here and check on all the new things that we know that we have waiting for us. Like for example this thing, right? This thing was blocked last time. We will get into what we are gonna do today, but first I just want my candy, okay? Let me have my candy. So, new building, geothermal power plant, an abandoned... oh my god. Do I seriously have to read? Okay. An abandoned geothermal power plant has been discovered. My scans indicate that this facility comprises multiple buildings located throughout the planet, with plumbing entrenched so deeply in terrain that much of it is beyond our reach. Most of the accessible portions look quite functional. Okay, it does look interesting. Okay, so apparently as vents, I suppose these things are right, yeah? It had a blue blanket on top of it, so I suppose we need to uncover all of these bad boys and, you know, unblock them, and then it will work. I don't know. We will see. Now, what are we gonna do today, my friends? Oh boy. So, the candy is now done. I kind of want to see how this thing works, because, you know, if there is power to be had, it would be pretty nice to have it indeed, because we don't really have a lot of power. No. No. In fact, we have almost no power, and yeah, it's impeding our progress. We try to find like natural gas and whatnot, but quickly we have discovered that we only have water, and that's kind of sad, really. Maybe we could try and utilize the hydrogen stuck in it, but I don't think that's something we want to get ourselves stuck with just yet, if we don't really have to. So how about we explore this option first, you know, and then we see what other options we have available to us. Now, just because I'm saying that, that doesn't mean we are not gonna work on the water geysers. If we are not gonna work on this, we are gonna be working on starting to collect some of these geysers content. Having some of this water would be pretty nice. We'll have to insulate them properly, make sure that their outrageous temperatures will not disturb the surrounding environments, and then we channel into an insulated chamber, like we can make one right there, I don't know, and try to utilize the cold water to tepidise the hot one. Will that work? I don't know, we'll have to see, but first time to dig a little bit. Okay, while our dupes are attempting to do that, what can we plug into that? Because you see over here it says uses heat from planet core to dramatically increase temperature of liquid inputs. Material will be emitted at connected geovents. What comes out depends very much on the initial temperature of what goes in. So I'm assuming we put the hot water, like for example from this thing, pretty toasty water, goes through there and comes out as steam through these things, which we can then harvest using oh boy, what's the steam power plant, I forget the name, doesn't matter. I suppose that's what we can use these things for. That's quite interesting. So there is 3 of them. Maybe, I don't know how much water, or in this case how much steam will they produce, if it is enough to keep multiples of them or not, but it is an interesting way of collecting power. So yeah, I think we're going to take a deep look at this, but that reminds me of something. First we need to research that technology, which shouldn't be too difficult, or at least I hope not. Yeah, it's gonna be too difficult. It requires yellow science. What is the yellow science? It is the radiation stuff. Alrighty then, let's do the radiation stuff so that we can have the yellow science. So apparently it is going to take a while. Alright, so we're gonna have some meteor showers coming in every so often. Now we can see them, because we already have some... these are made out of snow. What? What is this? Okay, so they are frozen asteroids. They don't seem very threatening, to be perfectly honest. Okay. Okay, my friend, so... in the attempt of reclaiming the geothermal heat pump, we will be working on the objective secondary... on the episode secondary objective, which was to reclaim the water geysers. Now, these things, they are quite extreme. They spew 95-degree water, or water so cold that it solidifies. So, in order for these extreme temperatures not to affect the surrounding environments, I was thinking about making a special form of containment for these geysers, something that would utilize the airflow tiles in order to prevent the liquid from touching anything, and then we created an outer wall in order to insulate the temperature within. And in order to make this outer wall completely insulated, somewhere along, I don't know, for example over here, we would do something like this, right? And then we would put a gas pump right there, creating a vacuum around this, the perfect insulation. And I think we'll have to use it in order to tame these things, because they are quite potent, and this environment is super fragile. Although I can tell you that this environment, it's going to disappear. We're gonna mine it completely. I want all of the space for myself. Alright, my friends, we are running into a problem. You see, we are gonna be handling temperatures of 95 degrees. Which means we need machines that are capable of withstanding those temperatures. We don't have gold amalgam. Why? Why don't we have gold amalgam? Do I seriously need to use steel for this? Are you joking, game? Oh my god, we will have such a small amount of steel, and having the need to waste it on such a project is just ridiculous. Well, I mean, let's make a little bit of steel so that we have it. It's not gonna be nice, okay? I can tell you right now. Like, we can make 600 kilograms of steel, and we probably are gonna use it all just to do these things, because you know, the ones that spew cold fluids don't need high thermal machines. This one is only 30 degrees, this one is minus a bunch of degrees, right? It's not gonna cause us any problems. But this one and this one will. So we need at least steel for the liquid pump. The gas pump, it's not necessary. It's so cold that by the time it's done its job, I'm certain it's like there is no problem, you know. My friends, we are running into another problem. Because you see, our farmers are so preoccupied with the quadrillion aloe veras that we have created that they are forgetting to farm and get us food. Yeah, that's not great. Not great at all. They are not even taking care of these plants. Oh boy, oh boy. These farmers, they, I don't know. They are not very good farmers, let me tell you right now. Wow, okay, a liquid pump is pretty expensive. Oh my god, 400 materials. Jesus, this one is only 50. I was looking at this and thinking to myself, man, this is not that bad. But it is. We cannot even make enough steel to make 2 pumps. That's really nice. But well, we will find a way. Alright, while our dupes are entertaining themselves by doing this, we must attend to other business. Do remember, we need a different kind of science. We need the yellow science. We already have the mechanisms to make yellow science now. Let's take care of that. Oh my god, yellow science requires so much power. Oh my god, it's going to be ridiculous. This is gonna be ridiculous, I can tell you right now. In any case, we do have some wizards here and there. Well, I can see 2. 3, huh? 4, maybe one more? One more and we have everything we need? No. Well, 4 is not that bad. We can use that for, you know, the slight amount of radiation that they produce. Yeah. Okay, so for our lab, we have relocated our massage room right there. Just missing a plant. Perfect. Now it is a proper massage room. Everybody knows you need a bare minimum one of those plants, right? Right. In any case, we now have this thing, the material study terminal. Can we mirror it? No, we cannot. It's going to be health hazard. Because of course it is. In any case, please don't make it out of steel. We don't have a lot of that, and we don't have a lot of anything else either. Let's make a little bit of iron ore, because we're gonna need it. Maybe that. And you know, we are eating up this water slowly and steadily, so it's a plus. We need it. In any case, the way we're gonna do this, well, although simple, it's going to be very expensive. We are going to plant some whizworts right here on the top floor, and then we're going to collect their rads. Let's see. How are we gonna do this? We need to have this thing first over here, the material study, right? So we know we need the rads right there. We go over here, we deconstruct that thing over there, and then we use one of these to redirect the shot. Maybe not like that, just to make it a little bit prettier. And then we put one of these in the more optimal part of the radiation patch that we are about to create. But for that, we also need to create a radiation patch. So I think we have 5. There we go, 5 of those. Oh my god, the dupes are getting mad again because we are running into the same problem again. Popped eardrums. Oh my lord. Okay, you know what? Maybe this is a little bit too much. Let's chill out on that. We do have a good amount of oxalite, so we shouldn't be running into any oxygen problems for the near future. Okay, although like this thing is constantly going down because it's constantly evaporating. It's ridiculous. In any case, so I've been thinking, okay, like in order for us to progress forward we need power, but in order for us to get power we need progress forward, right? Like I think I'm just gonna add a few extra of this in order to sustain this thing just enough to get us the steam power, because you see, we are gonna run into a severe problem. This thing requires a constant 480 watts of power. That's like almost as much as we produce. That's gonna suck so much, I can tell you right now. Yeah, we're gonna need to have a few extra of these. The carbon dioxide is also turning itself into a severe problem. So as you can see, things are not gonna be easy for us. And in the meantime, we can continue working on this, trying to get some of that water going, so that we temporize it into a decent enough temperature that then we can start considering utilizing it for its hydrogen. I don't know if it's going to be worth it in the end or not, but well, if it is worth it, we'll use it. Otherwise, we just need to produce some power, get the steam turbine, and then get a little bit of plastic and a little bit of steel, and we should be golden. Now, in order to get that plastic, let's see, do we have that already? We do, the polymer press. This thing can use nectar from the trees in order to make plastic. So the only thing I don't know why I paused. The only thing we have to do is to create another chamber like this, but instead of instead of the purpose being collecting ethanol, we will collect the nectar itself, because you can just apparently do this. We go from here and connect it straight into that thing, make a little bit of plastic, and call it a day. We just need a little bit to make the steam turbine, so yeah. Alright, my friends, with 5 trees over here, this room needs to be a little bit shorter due to some environmental reasons, but don't worry, 5 Should be more than enough. I'm just gonna carve a little room over here to put the plastic polymer over there. Now, like I said, we don't need like industrial amounts of it. We just need a little bit. Once we have enough nectar to turn like, I don't know, 200, 300, 400 kilos of plastic, that should be all that we truly need. So, yeah, let's see if we can make that happen. You know what, my friends, there is a lot of things that we really need to do. We need to start making this overpressurization an outside problem, not an inside of the base problem. Oh, look at this, our dupes are all crazy. They're all going very crazy. This is not good. They're gonna lose their sweet marbles. Do I want any of you? I don't think that I want. You know what, I'm not even. We're not ready to bring another dupe to this area of pure audible pain, you know. All of them are gonna get tinnitus now. So I'm starting to think, let's move the wood burners outside. Just maybe. Just a wild idea that I had, you know. Yeah, like this is gonna be the only area that we're gonna have a little bit of space, and even then we are not gonna have a lot of space, I can tell you right now. There is just too many structures in the way already. You know, we have this thing, these things. Like, there is just way too much stuff in my way already. And I don't want to go over here messing around with these things over here. It's a headache waiting to happen. So I really think it's gonna have to, we're gonna have to do it over here. Besides, this thing doesn't have infinite range, so it doesn't need to be a long room. It just need to be long enough that this thing can work. So, yeah. I can tell, my friends, it's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be pretty. But we need to fuel the fires of progress, you know. We cannot just stay around and be eco-friendly when, well, the times of need are now. So, yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to get ourselves enough wood. Now, I'm counting on these things also providing wood. Yeah. I mean, they should. There is like a harvesting thingy around them, you know. So I'm assuming that maybe they will be able to provide with wood. That's what I'm hoping. So, my friends, I was thinking, what if instead of doing that ugly thing that we were gonna do right there, what if we were to, you know, embrace the embrace progress, embrace change? Well, I mean, it would probably look something like this, right? We would place some wood right there, and instead of having it burned, we convert it into ethanol, which then gets stored right there. And then gets burned by one of these. This thing produces 2k power. I mean, it's not a lot of power, but it's sufficient to for our immediate needs, you know. So something like this, you know, basic. The most basic of concepts. We can then put another one right there in the future if we so desire, a 4k watt power plant. Yeah, and I'm also putting it all the way over here because I don't want the heat generated by this thing to turn into a problem. I'm getting a little bit concerned about the stress situation in our colony right now, my friends. Karen and Pei, they are really stressed out. It's because of the pop eardrum. Like, this situation is really annoying me. I can't wait to remove this from here. When it comes to producing oxygen, we'll deal with the problem later, okay? It's not gonna be a big deal. We can always just grab the carbon dioxide from somewhere else and put it over there, you know? Now, to sustain our initial transition into this power mode, we might even grab some ethanol from, you know, just around. There is a few pockets here and there. Maybe not those pockets because they are a bit far away. But this one, for example, would be a good catch, you know. Okay, you know what? Guys, okay. Chill out. You were not supposed to activate just yet, okay? Okay, how about... Oh my god. It's fine, this is fine. This is totally fine. This is totally totally fine. Chill out. There you go. You can start putting stuff in there. Although I kinda don't want you to, so stop right there. Okay. Can we finish building this thing first? Pretty please. Thank you. Alright, my friends, this part of here is done. However, before we kickstart the ethanol distiller, I just want to take this ethanol, which already exists, so that we have a buffer. This thing can only, well, this thing cannot even sustain a petroleum generator going at full throttle. This thing consumes 2 kilos, this one produces half a kilo. You would need 4 to keep one going at any given time. My hope is that these things just work for a little bit, fill up the batteries and then stop. And then the batteries will provide enough power for this thing to keep on rolling, giving enough time for it to distill fuel for whenever these things get activated again. Alright, here we go. So that thing should be powered up. I'm sorry. And then we go like this. Beautiful. So we have some fuel going, which is just fan-freaking-tastic, which means that this thing can now start operating. We're just gonna run 1 for now. The high threshold should be 95. The low threshold should be like, I don't know, maybe 20. Yeah, this thing should be operating. Yeah, you are gonna have a low threshold of 0. Yeah, that way should stop this thing from working, and this thing should work in its place. Alright, so this thing is now working, just one of them, not the 2 of them. We don't want to go too crazy, you know what I mean? We already have some liquid mercury over here, which is less than ideal, but oh well. Things will only have a tendency to get much worse, so yeah, well, in any case, now that we have this, let's finish this. I deconstructed the bottom so that all the trash would fall off, and now we can rebuild it properly, having only to clean out this little bit. If it's still dormant after we are done with it, we'll analyze it, open it up, and then start to vacuuming this chamber out. Alright, so now we have a sustainable, or in this case a strong, not sustainable, but a strong form of power that can sustain some stuff that requires, you know, a little bit more of juice, like this for example. Look at that, that's quite a radioactive area that we have right there. We'll collect red bolts, go like this, bam bam into that. This thing can use a little bit of automation if memory serves me right. Sends a green signal when it's full, so we just run it through a NOT gate, and if we do something like this, right, go over here, NOT gate. It's not gonna be perfect, I can tell you right now. Bam bam. Beautiful, now we just need to power this thing up. I think this wire might be able to hold it. If not, oh well. Oh Ashcan, why do you do these things to yourself? There we go. Now my friends, I know it's gonna look completely random, but we're gonna put our polymer press over here. Why? Look, it's complicated, okay? Well, it's not complicated. The reason is quite simple. This thing is gonna be toasty. I want it to be away from this thing so it doesn't create a problem. It's temporary. Once we have like a permanent industrial area, we'll have it over there. But for now, yeah, we'll have to just do a temporary setup. Which means pipe running all the way over here. My friends, now that everything is done, Minma is taking so long to analyze the water geyser. It would be really nice if we could vacuum out this entire chamber while this thing is still dormant, because this gas pump will not be able to handle the temperature. This thing is pretty much pending on Minma getting this thing done so that we can close off the chamber and vacuuming this thing out. It's going to be... oh, come on, Minma. Running out of air. Yeah, it's gonna be on the nick of time. Or, in order to speed up, we can just give Minma a little bit more sciencey, you know. The more science we have, the better. Besides, he was gonna return back to base to recharge the mask, so the pathing is Still somewhat efficient. No, oh, come on, bro. Don't cook. Well, my friends, looks like some of our trees were ready with some nectar, meaning that the plastic part is done. Or, you know, it's going to be on its way. This thing should be done pretty soon as well. Over here, well, this thing is built badly. I'm recording this part on the second day, and I already edited the first part, and I noticed that I made a small mistake over here. Let's not do that. But yeah, we can now have this science rolling. So, with that in mind, let's go over here. Oh, I should... yeah. Well, we're gonna have a little bit of a delay on that. Okay, this is done. Sweep this thing out of here immediately. Next active... oh. Okay, we can chill out. We still have 16 days. Alright, my friends, this thing is closed off, which means we can now... let me just double check everything. Oh, there is still this missing, because of course there is... huh? Oh. I made a stupid over here. Let me just fix this. There we go. We need to replace this bit of wire with a big one. But other than that, yeah, we can start vacuuming out this entire chamber. Should be done before, you know, cycle 16. Yeah, of course. That's why we built this thing over here. I was already expecting this to back up, so we are just going to put everything inside of a temporary gas reservoir. It will try to eject through there, but you know, it's not going to be able to, but it will be able to eject something from time to time, you see. So yeah. I had to turn on the emergency carbon dioxide system. Things are getting out of hand again. At least it is not at a pressure where it would pop the eardrums out of our dupes, which is nice. But the fact that dupes cannot go poop without having to hold their breath, which, to be fair, is something they probably already do. It's a bit, you know, not really nice. Even though this thing is not working, there is still way too much carbon dioxide in here. So yeah, we had to turn that on. This thing, on the other hand, is almost complete, as you can see. So I think that we are ready to start collecting those red bolts. Let's go like this. Yeah, we can shoot a bolt out of 50 red bolts every time. This thing can take 100. So let's see how much we lose on travel, and then we can readjust the value again in order to get a one-shot fully refueling kind of thing, you know. Alright, looks like we have a full vacuum over here, which is just fan-freaking-tastic. Let's just go over here, snap that line, no longer needs power, you know. Just go like this. These things do need power, but they are turned off because there is no liquid. And even if there was... oh, wait. You're doing nothing. There we go. In any case, this thing is prepared for whenever it starts spewing hot water. It will not disturb the surrounding environment, and we'll have a source of hot water to insert in here. If, you know, I understood things correctly. We still need the steam vent. Should be somewhat soon. We are now doing the research over here, which is nice. And yeah, just taking... oh, there we go. We already decreased the pressure over here enough that we are off off-gassing from there, which is nice, so next, what should we do next? Oh, yeah, one thing. We are now producing a good amount of tallow over here. Whenever they die, you know, they get replaced by the younglings, but they leave behind this substance, and this substance can be used to make pemmican. Now this is nice because we will have a very difficult time having access to berry sludge for our rocketeers, and pemmican will never spoil, which means we can turn all of the meat that we are getting plus the tallow into pemmican for whenever we decide to go into orbit, you know. Having a little bit of that, maybe not the worst thing ever. Okay, so with most of the stuff on its way, let's start by trying to figure this thing out. We have the ability to reconnect the heat pump. How do we do that? Like, I don't know, but oh, we are... okay. So we need 1200 kilos of steel. That's going to be very interesting. And you wanna know why? You wanna know why? Because we can only make one more dose of steel. We have like 500 kilograms, including that. We wasted some over here. It hurts, I know, but it is what it is. So, what do we need? Like, we were just looking in the kitchen, right? And there is something missing in our kitchen, and I don't mean a fridge. We need a murder pit. Yeah, we need a way to dispose of the billion of eggs that we have available to us now. This is going to be quite interesting, I can tell you right now. Like, what will happen when one... oh, well, yeah, I forgot about... I thought they hatched like this big, but no, they hatched like pretty small, really, so yeah, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Drowning the little... I mean, converting the little babies into pemmican, you know, shouldn't be too much of an issue indeed. I think we're gonna make the murder pit somewhere around here, and then we use rails to transport the food and other things straight into the kitchen. Okay, so if memory serves me right, we would do something like this, right? We would go into the shipping, bam, and then a rail. You know, all the eggs get deposited over here. They then just happen to find themselves submerged in a, well, unbreathable fluid, shall we say, and expire and turn themselves into meat. So, it should be relatively simple. Like, it has been a long time since I last played Oxygen Not Included, like, for a long period. We had season 5, we only did a couple of episodes, so yeah, some of the technology is somewhat forgotten, but I think it's like riding a bike, you never truly forget, you know. We are gonna need so much iron for this. I'm really glad this pool is full of very cold brine, because yeah, we're gonna need it. We'll have to do something like this for every single one of these. So that all of the eggs end up over there. After that, we also need a way to hatch new, new animals. I believe we do have the incubator, or maybe we don't. Is this research done? This research is done, so we don't need no more rad bolts. But the incubator would be nice. There we go, it's this one. We don't even need the advanced stuff, which means that to save on power, because power is still a bit tight right now, we can disconnect that for now. Alright, so we are going to be using some ethanol. Water is a little bit too... it's not good for these temperatures, right? So once it floods all the way over this tile, we'll cut off the levers of that, and then it's just a matter of having this bill. It's going to be quite hefty on the power, but luckily it doesn't operate all the time. It only requires power whenever this thing is like sweeping something, so... although it may drain a lot of power, it only does it occasionally. Okay, so I think the first part of the rail is done, perfect, so we just go over here for now, okay, and we make critter eggs, which means the things will start picking up the eggs, which means they will stop being cramped and will start pooping out more eggs, and you know, just keep on repeating the cycle. And do we have the thing available already? No, we don't. That shouldn't be too much longer. But yeah, this is pretty much the objective. Starting putting over there as many eggs as possible, so they poop out more eggs, so that we have even more eggs, so that we can have the freaking lime to make the bajillion steel that we are gonna need to fix this thing. Still 700 steel missing. It's going to take way longer than anticipated. Man, I forgot how expensive the incubators are. Oh well, let's just make more iron, because we need more. Look at that. Our murdered pit was already utilized. There is a disassembled critter right there, in the form of meat. Ain't that great? We still need to build the rail all the way over here, but yeah, this is actually progressing much faster than I first anticipated. Our mechatronics engineer is quite proficient. Look away now. Don't look. Don't look. Something terrible is happening. The process of disassembling is on its way. Oh, the horror, the shock. No one will think about the children. Oh well, in any case, my friends, in any case, I'm just still just waiting on this to get done. But as we can see, we are now getting some lime from this. Oh my god, another one. This is just straight up terrible. Alright, my friends, we now have extremely toasty water. Look at that. And because it is a vacuum, this thing will just stay contained in there. Ain't that fan-freaking-tastic? We just need to remember we can never break these tiles, or else bad things will happen to us. Alright, there we go. Perfect. We can now take the tallow, we can take the eggs, meat, we can even take the tree seeds, because why not, you know? Let's just go over here. Seeds, this one. Perfect. Just because, why not, right? Just make everything nice and clean. Are you guys? Yeah, well, you're starving. That's fine. Yeah, these things were not producing enough nectar. I turned on the lights and, well, it has been more efficient, so they shouldn't starve as much. But don't worry, because these guys are also starving, because they are not pooping enough ethanol to sustain them. So everybody is on the same boat, you know. It's not like we are picking preferences over here. Everybody struggles. No. What happened over here? Why is there polluted water right there? Who peed their pants? Very well, my friends, the line all the way to the kitchen is done. So, things that we want in the kitchen. We want everything edible. And we want that tallow thingy. There we go. So for now, that should be it. So there we go. We just pick up the stuff and put it right there. Beautiful. Alright, my friends, most of our projects for today were actually accomplished, although I was expecting to do a little bit more progress on this thing. I cannot be disappointed. We now have a stable source of power, although, you know, it's quickly running out, so we might run into a small issue there. We also have the water sorted out. Please stop, thank you. As for the steel, we're still missing a little bit. Hopefully now with this we'll have an accelerated source of lime and of course nutrition for our dupes as well, which is kind of important, you know. Now, because the episode is almost up, let's just take a look at the blueprints that we have available to us. Should be something interesting, right? Okay, some balloons. Up next we have socks. Just like just like on Christmas, you know, we love to get socks. Rubik's cube, ceiling light. Okay, now that's pretty neat. Okay, now my friends, one thing that I would like to start working on is a proper entrance and exit to our base, and some oxygen production as well. So next episode I would figure that we would focus on getting some tepidized sources of water, so that we can have proper oxygen production, or we go and we try to collect all the carbon dioxide, put it inside of a pressurized chamber with these things, and then utilize the auto sweepers to collect the oxalite and put it in its own off-gas chamber, so that we can collect said oxygen and deliver it to our dupes. Both are reasonable ways of doing this, but what we really need to do is start working on some proper way to leave our base. And this time We're gonna do something a little bit more inefficient. Okay, granted. But, yeah, we're gonna do it this way because I want to. So, pretty much, the idea would be that we have an entrance on this side and on this side, and then they go through the docks, right? They get up on the secondary path, which is going to be blocked, and in here we'll have the tube launchers, so that they can go everywhere in the map. That will also give us space if we want to put, you know, stuff down like decontamination showers and all of that. I don't think we will, but you never know. Alright, my friends, I was distracted just looking at all the projects that we have in hand, and I didn't even notice that this cycle is almost over, which means that this episode is also almost over, my friends. I am pretty happy with the progress that we have done today. We have discovered the intent on this thing, although we still don't know on how it works, and I'm really sorry that my dog is just barking in the background. Ignore it. Yeah, we have power, we have water, the oxygen we'll take care of next. We are gonna get a proper airlock, and yeah, a bunch of other things, but all of that is gonna be done in future episodes, my friends. So, with all of that said, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. Also, if you'd like to see this series continue, leave me a like and a comment down below. But in the meantime, this is the Beast Manager signing out. Bye bye.